Well, hello, back to the cockpit of the 777. Today I'm going to show how a go-around is executed during an automatic ILS approach on the 777. So make sure you watch the description below and you take the approach chart to Tenerife North to have a look at how the missed approach of this airport. Particularly it is the ILS Zulu to runway 30. So let's exit the hold first. We are at the published hold in Tango Fox November, which has left turns, which is unusual. Exit is armed. We want to avoid overshooting the radial 116. So that's why I will revert to heading select before reaching the VOR. Example now. Next we want to descend to 5,000 feet. So our approach speed will be 148. Gross weight is 256 tons. The maximum gross landing weight on a 777 freighter is 260. And a neat trick to know if you're overweight or not is to watch your VREF at 30 degrees. It shouldn't exceed 149 knots. Let's re-engage LNAV. Reduce. Call for flaps 1. Reduce the speed to flaps 1, maneuvering speed. An asterisk to know if you're flying the maneuvering speed is placing the bug, the magenta bug, right on the little one. If you want to add 5 knots, you can put it on top of the one. Like that. So 5,000 feet is captured. I'm going to select our next lower altitude, 4,300. So call for flaps 5 and reduce the speed to the flaps 5 maneuvering speed, 188. There it is. So the ILS frequency is set 110.3. So we're going to arm the localizer mode before turning in to the final approach course. We're supposed to do this turn at 5,000 feet. This here is the intermediate fix, and after passing that fix, we can descend to 4,300. Let me open the vertical speed window and check for zeros. Now I'm going to fly a autopilot ILS, and what I will do is go around below minimums. The aircraft is capable of going around, I believe, as low as 50 feet above the runway. And if during the go-around the aircraft happens to touch down, the go-around continues. So you see we're nicely into the turn at the 12th mile of the VOR, just like the published chart instructs us. So once the localizer mode engages, we will descend to 4,300 feet. There it is, localizer mode engaged. Let's also arm the glide slope mode. There you see the white glide slope armed on the FMA, and the aircraft is capturing the localizer. Reduce the speed to 175. Call for flaps 15. So glide slope is alive, gear down, flaps 20. Let's select this approach speed at 153. Arm the speed brake. Flap 25. Flap 30. Glide slope capture. Let's set the missed approach altitude 6,000 feet. And now we can do the landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. So there you see the runway. The aircraft is nicely established on the ILS. So the minimum today is 2,400 feet, 2,454, and we will descend below that. Then what I'm going to do is go around, and to go around, what you do on the real aircraft is push the takeoff go around button right here. Either one will do. There's two buttons on the thrust levers. So the first push engages the thrust mode, and what it does is the aircraft will pitch up and will pitch up looking for 2,000 feet per minute. If you push it a second time, the aircraft will go for full thrust. This is done to protect yourself from overspeeding the aircraft at low weights when full thrust is not required for a normal go-around. 2,500 on the radio altimeter.
Approaching 30.
So the aircraft will enter the go-around mode, and we will have to be attentive and watch for LNAV engagement, so that the aircraft will follow the established misapproach route.
Approaching minimums.
Minimums, so we will descend a bit further down.
Terrain.
Going around. Flaps 20.
Terrain.
positive rate, gear up. So let's push it a second time. And now you see the thrust levers are advancing to full thrust. LNAV is engaged and thrust reference mode is engaged. And you see it's pitching up pretty dramatically for full thrust. I entered the flitch mode so that the aircraft won't overshoot the 6,000 feet. And we have to fly runway heading after passing 5,500 feet, then we can turn left direct to the VOR and enter the hold. So let's accelerate the aircraft to clean maneuvering speed at more or less 230. Flaps 15. We've passed 5,500, now the aircraft is flying to the Tango Fox November VOR. Now we have to make sure it levels off at 6,000 feet. Passing flaps 5, flaps 1. Flaps up. So basically it's just like a takeoff. So after the gears up and the flaps are up, we will do the after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist, landing gears up, flaps are up. After takeoff checklist is complete. And there you see aircraft flying right into the Tango Fox November VOR. And we will automatically enter the holding pattern. We have a status message, so let's see what that is. And there we are at 6,000 feet, 233 knots, which is the clean maneuvering speed +5, and the aircraft is about to enter the holding pattern at Tango Fox November. And from there on we will decide our next steps. Should we decide to fly a second approach, we would go to departure arrival pages, check ILS Zulu 30 Tango Fox November, execute, close this discontinuity, like so, and when ready we would exit this hold. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a look at the links in the description below, where you will see where the information is gathered. There is information on both on the FCOM and on the FCTM. On the FCOM in normal procedures, you will see a description of the go-around procedure. Also, in the second volume of the FCOM, you will see a description of the systems and how the systems work. Particularly, if you go to the AutoFlight System to auto throttle, you will see how it will explain you what the auto throttle does upon takeoff go-around switch, engage upon pushing the switch, how the logic of the system works. And on the flight crew training manual, the FCTM, you will see how the go-around is supposed to be flown. So you can remain with me for the rest of the flight. I will land the aircraft at Tenerife North, and let's hope that I do a nice landing for the record.
2,500.
Approaching 30.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. Terrain. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.